Today's episode is sponsored by Isabel Black. Here's to you for betting on the good stuff.
Now, we need to sort out these houses so that the fencing is all neat and they have clear boundary lines and people aren't cutting through their properties and all that jazz. So that's what I'm going to work on now. Look, there's a stonemason's hut as well, so we can change stone into polished stone. Fantastic. And again, we'll be sticking that back there. We're going to need people here to work it, all that sort of stuff. So we can't take these people on yet because I've got nowhere to give them homes. So let's start on this section. We know that we're going to have a fence coming down here. Now, where's the front door? So this property, I think we will do that. Okay. And we hit build on that. Now I'm just going to pause it. And what you can do to get rid of existing fences, so in order for this property to enjoy this boundary, at least in appearance, we have to get rid of these wattle fences. And this is the way that I do it. I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but I just do that. And then what I do is I move it so it doesn't cost me loads every time. Just 1 gold each time. That's it. That's what I do. And I just move it along there. And I don't want to delete these, so I've got to be a bit careful. Sometimes I do end up deleting those little decorative bits. It upsets me when I do. And if we try and get this in the middle of those two fences, there you go. There it is. Keep my plant around for the moment. So we start to push their boundaries outwards. And we need to see, now this path here doesn't belong to anybody. But if I come in with my fence, we can pull the middle zone from here like this. And we're going to put this on a sharp corner and bring it down here like this. Build that. This is why it takes so much wood, right? Now I can't help but notice that I would now like to move this just so that that gate is a little bit better. And we take our plant here. And I'm just going to pop it over there. Right, so this property, now who is this? This is 8 Brambleholt. So we're dealing with Peluso's house and Aurora. They live together here. So we are growing their boundaries. We're making sure that people will have absolutely no reason to walk through their property. The only people that will be coming in here is those two. So all the green of their lawn, if you like, will start to improve. And then when we get these boundaries going and we can sort of clearly see all the defined homes, I then come in and I start decorating with the flowers and trees. We do like tables and chairs and all sorts of bits and bobs to decorate their gardens with, and it just ends up looking so lovely. And we put in lampposts and things. It's gonna be great. You'll see. Oh, Matt, it's an odd sound for a stone wall, but doing a grand job. Now I can see here that our money is creeping up, which is great. And what I'm going to do is buy another territory. Now I think this is sort of where our new village is roughly going to be. So I'm going to buy that, I think. The monastery will be sort of in this zone. But we're going to need the village before we need the monastery and the cathedral and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to purchase that. Common path tier 3. Ooh. So we can do beer production, which we're not going to be doing. The luxury market, that becomes relevant later. The stonemason hut improvement, we are going to be interested in that. And also the tier 3 decoration, definitely interested in that. Do I unlock that now? It's 100 gold. Could do. Keep the treasury empty as much as possible. And we've got lots more pretty things to decorate with. Because we haven't really started the decorating yet. But it's coming. Now, one thing we have opened is the cypress tree, which for the monasteries I just think are so apt and perfect and beautiful. So we'll be using those, but they're very expensive to build. So that's when we become much richer. And we will start decorating with that stuff. And I also love these banners because I have our flag, I believe. And I start putting them at sort of certain boundary lines. See? Sort of entering the kingdom sort of boundary lines and stuff. And we'll have another one on the other side. And I'll put firebrands down, things like that. You're going to love it. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I love decorating in this game. It's just legit the best. Now we have another group of 4 coming, which is great because we've almost finished these berries. I've moved the well as well. And we're going to need 4 additional folk here at the monastery to work them just to keep this berry business going. So that's going to work out well for us. Peluso and Aurora's fence is going up. This is great. This is great. Let's get them in. Excellent. And we're going to come over here. Get them added. And they will immediately be able to start producing berries. Making this fairly self-sufficient, I think, for the moment. So that we can largely forget about it, but we're earning money and food is more stable. Right? Right? Meaning that we can focus on making not only this more beautiful, but also being able to fit more people in, get more houses in, start building up the population of this village again, so that we can sort the bailiff and make sure that we've got plenty of these sorts of raw resources coming in, lots of storage, and then we can move over to the second village. And you can see here how this method has really carved out this home and made it clear. Nice clear boundaries. Fits in nice, right? And then what I do is I start to decorate it. Now, this can be just sort of, I do sort of largely make this up, but the wooden torch stand, a decorative that provides beautification, I always pop one right near their front door. And I tend to do it just across the path to light their way home. So every house starts to get one of those. It just lights up the doorway. I like it. I think it's kind of nice. And then I just sort of look at what we've got around the property and make stuff up, essentially. So we've got quite a large area here. And we've got this tree, which I'd like to try and keep. But they could probably do with the tree as well. And so I think we might try and pop this one down, which is benefiting a couple of homes. Like this. Boom. It's quite an expensive one, but I like it. Gives it a bit of height. Now we're going to come into tavern. We're going to do free build. Oh, yes, we are. And we're going to get a rustic shed for them. So this doesn't give any beautification, but they've got beautification. This is just purely for decoration. I also think them having wood chopping for firewood can make a lot of sense. Again, I don't give it to everyone, but as an example, we are going to just enjoy using some of these bits so you can get an idea. And it can help fill in some of these sort of larger green open areas where we've removed fences and stuff like that. And we keep the grass. So I also quite like taking the terrace seating and making it a decorative in their garden. This seems like a nice spot for that. We could do arches, but I always think that's a little bit overkill for villagers, personally. But you could do it, like, you could have so much fun with this, you know, and sort of more defined bushes if you wanted. Big old cypress trees. You know, having a little bench, terracotta bench. They do use them, you know, all these sorts of things. I think I'm going to build that though. Because if you can use beautification, why not? So with the rose bush, I'd like it to be a beautification decoration. So I'm going to get that in. And it's benefiting this house as well, which is wonderful. And it just sort of becomes a real... And it still needs building, but it just becomes so lovely. What is this? Wood for the bishop. The bishop is looking to build a few chapels along the pilgrimage routes. One of his merchants noticed your woodcutter camps and wants to make you an offer. No. I want that wood. My plans are expensive on wood. We've got a lot of fences to build, don't you know? Right, okay, the berry situation is doing incredibly well. We are going to fire some people. What is this? Requesting manuscripts for polished stones. The bishop seeks manuscripts of the faith. Confident in your monastery's capability, his steward has polished stones already prepared for you, should you deliver the manuscripts within the next few months. So what is this? We have to accumulate inside 10 manuscripts inside facilities. We currently have none, but we have produced 9 manuscripts. They are currently here, so let's add them to there and we can get that done and we will get polished stone and it's just going to be exciting. I'd quite like polished stone to go in there. I don't know where the polished stone's going to go. Interesting. We do need more storage yards. I think I'd like to make this one wood, get another storage yard over here. No, this one's stone. A storage yard over here for wood, maybe an overflow, or for different items here, like tools, perhaps. Ah, that could be good. That could be good. Yeah, we do need to reduce, though, our berry production. Like, it's out of control, actually. What we will do is, I think, start getting the bailiff building. And then one of the ladies I've just fired, we can make the bailiff. That's what we can do. Oh, do you know what? We could pop them in here, couldn't we? So it was Aurora, Ida, and Kathy D. Let's bring you into here so that you're not unemployed. You've still actually got jobs. We'll find a balance because like I say, the monks and the nuns, they're just so prolific. It's great. It's absolutely great. So here we are. Now you will get random villagers come and sit down on these and use these. But I think it's great. It sort of just adds a bit of life because they won't use a tavern, but that's not to say we can't have fun with it. And there we are. So we've got like one completed property here and we're going to make it so that they're all like this. Now, for the moment, I'm going to work on getting all of these to this sort of level. That's the next step. Using the methods that I've just shown you. Now the treasury is getting full again. So I think we need to buy more territory. But which one? Do we buy this one? We may have to in order for the village to fit, right? A bit tricky. Yeah, do you know what? I think we will grab that one. Yeah, and while we're here, let's start getting that territory as well. We've got quite a lot of cash kicking about. Delivered the manuscripts. Okay. Got lots of extra. Oh no, but we can't. Can't actually. Ooh. We need to build this up. And to be honest, the stone has built back up again, hasn't it? It has. Do you know what? We might also build a few other bits. Let's have a look. Because we could do with another one of these granges by the looks. So let's see. If we pop one, because I quite like, I'm going to be honest, quite like all this hedging. I do. I rather like it. So I might pop this here. So that we can start storing a lot more berries. I think that would be good. Now, for the nun business, I know there's insufficient housing. I'm working on it. We need to, or I would like to, mimic this on the other side. Yes, I would. I think it's this one. Of course, the ground's not flat, so it can be a bit tricky. But I think that's looking pretty good. Could we get something up on a roof that there isn't? Oh, here could be good, because this does add splendour. But we can't do it. Oh, because this is the monk one. So if I select the monk one, can I put one on the monk building? I can. Oh, that's good. So if we come to the cryptorium, that's facing the wrong way. Oh, I wonder if it'll stay if I don't know. Let's find out. There we go. Bunch of upgrades to there. And I think I am finished with this area. This was the most tricky house because it's sort of in a bit of an unusual place. We've had to create a path down here for it. And it had this sort of natural wood chopping area anyway, so I've added a little shed to it. This already had all of this stuff, which was just really fantastic. I've added I've added this tree and this bush here. But that's all I did really, other than giving it its fence and its light. There was no way that I could really get rid of this fence without risking getting rid of all these baskets, which I didn't want to do. And I didn't want to risk getting rid of the tree when building the fence, and that was quite tricky, So we've, created a little thing. We also did a nook back here for people to come and sit. And you can see that it just gives it a whole new sort of structure. That I love it. I love it. I always think it's worth doing because I love it. With that done, I'm now going to concentrate on these houses here because I'm happy with these houses. Something that also happened was our bailiff building went up. So we should assign a bailiff. Oh, look. Who are we going to take? Ooh. Wow. I think I might go with Trent Sullenmouth. Trent, would you like to be the bailiff of Brambleholt? Boom. Bailiff appointed. A sense of duty sweeps through the village as your bailiff steps into office. As your trusted right hand, they are sworn to enforce your laws and uphold your will across the land. Very well. So happiness bonus of 10% for villagers with the villager profile. None of them have that, and none of them ever will. None of them ever will. But it does mean that we get all these mandates. We've got such a selection of things that we can do now. You know, just such a selection of stuff. So look, improve the Kinstone Abbey trade route. You see, we can now do that because we have a bailiff, which was the main reason for doing it. So when those come up, it can be done. So that's really great. Really, really great. Back to this then. You do have to be so careful when you're doing this to not destroy the houses. It can be a bit tricky. But we're doing it. Now, I'm still sorting out these houses, but I always like to try and get a well over here as well. Now, this would have been a good spot, but I think I'm going to pop it here. I quite like this location. Always keen to have sort of quick access to water, sort of regardless really of where they are. So we're going to pop this here. Nice well project. For the villagers, just some decorative bushes at the back, as you do. Like this. Excellent. Oh, yes. And then we can put a couple of bennies around there and things like that as well. It'll be nice. But what we'll start to see is, new paths forming. And old ones starting to sort of disappear. Which is going to be really important for sort of clearing out this space. We need the paths to go for them to actually fit themselves into the space in a bit more of a neat way. Now, I really do think, even though I'm in the middle of doing this housing, all these storage, they're always so full. And while I'm messing around with this, it would be good to sort of keep collecting resources, right? I like the idea. We'll get a priority on that. This can become wood. We can start favouring this to stone. And what is that? And I think a warehouse somewhere over here could also be good. So I'm thinking about adding this to the manor house to increase the treasury. And then we can get some more warehouses and stuff back here. And you can see we're really starting to sort of carve out the town centre here, right? Added a balcony on the back. Can't really see it. We'll have to sort out some of the tree chopping back here. But it adds splendour. It adds treasury capacity. I'm sort of all over it, you know. And then I think what we could do here, because we'll get sort of rope fencing back here and whatnot. I like it, you know, I do. And even though we can't... Oh, that warehouse is up and running. Oh, look at this. So we could have 2 for wood capacity. And what we'll do is we will empty. And then we will fill this with planks. what we need to do, we will take Kathy D from here and get you in there. Get those warehouses starting to sort themselves out a little bit back there. That'll be good. I'm thinking one of these rope fences, just sort of here, and it's a beautification thing. Do you know what I mean? I like it. I like it. I do sort of fear that I've kind of put the wrong fence here, but it's what I'd want to do. But it's fine. It's done now, you know. You can see this is coming together. We're doing it. We're doing it. There's quite a lot. They're building a lot at the moment. They are. So we can call this the Brambleholt stone warehouse. And then this one can be the wood warehouse. This one now I'm putting tools, but it's going to be sort of a bit more brick and brack than that, but fine. So we can now change this to stone. We can change that to smooth polished stone. Okay. It's not quite done though, because we've still got the tools in it. We'll get this one built, then we can get the tools moved. You know, you can see, you can got the wood clearing out. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. What we might be able to do is increase this zone sort of around here. Destroy these 3 houses and see if we can tuck 2 into here. Maybe. I wonder. Should we give it a go? See what happens. Let's pause it a minute. See, we've got all these berry bushes, and I'd rather not get rid of them, even though there's still plenty everywhere else, and we can get them in the monasteries and everything. But maybe we should get rid of them. Maybe we should get rid of them. It's like I really like these shrubs and hedges here, but what if we looked at carving out this sort of zone? That being said, I kind of want to make all this residential. Thing is, we can't have anybody building on here just at the moment. Oops. So leave that patch. But if we were to do that, we've already got a house. Why? Because we've got people that should be in the monastery, but aren't. Okay. So that fixes that. So that's immediately unoccupied. So if we just destroy that a minute. Right. Now. This may have to make a lot of people homeless. And hope that it works out. So we're going to destroy number 5, number 2, and number 6. And monitor what happens. So we've got Trestle and Ashley here at a brand new number 2 Brambleholt here, which I think is going to be fine. I think that'll be a perfectly good location. Oh, what is this? Influential village. The elders value your fair influence. They've invited traders from the Labour estate to allocate more resources, sweetening trade opportunities with you temporarily. Oh, isn't that lovely? Isn't that grand? Second house here. Sarah and Zanderkin. Okay. You can be the new number 5. And I think this is now going to be quite a nice patch that we have here. I think that'll work quite nicely for us. So those 2 houses are good. So we're starting to get a lot of gold accumulating again. So I think I'm going to unlock the stonemason hut improvement. That's 100 doubloons. We'll get that done. Now, something I have done is put in a fence that I've paused. I don't intend to build it. But what it will do is start to carve new paths and allow these ones to just slowly fade away so that we can use it to cram in more housing. That's the plan with that one. I haven't finished decorating this stuff yet because I'm trying to work this business out.